Clear my throat. Come here. Look at this. Who remembers this show? You guys remember Murphy Brown? Get in here. Give you guys some. What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? Yeah. What's goody? What's goody? What's mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What up? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Good news travels fast. How are you? Oren Lomena, Kuwt Truth Network. You know all the things. Let's warm up with a game of who did it better. Let's see. We'll start here.
The hot 180. What's the hot 180. What's the hot? Yeah.
So this was against Pittsburgh.
What's the hot? Turbo. What's that? Somebody jump on sides. Damn.
Yeah, Jameis Winston is. I got a Jameis Winston story, so that's why I started there. But this was from last night.
They're going to see if they can get him off sides.
Jump off sides.
It was the right idea on the
Sometimes
call.
you just got to ask
You
for
can
it,
hear him
right?
say, jump off.
Sometimes you just got to ask for it. Go, Bo. Good news travels fast. Thank touchdown Jesus. It's a Tuesday. Come on, you guys. Let's have some fun talking about some sports for about an hour before we kick over to the Nuggets. Shall we? Okay. Wait. Go.
And now it's time to play everybody's favorite game.
Good news. Good news.
We are having a combination. Jesus Christ. We can't have.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up right now. I never knew there was a love like this. What up? You know you love my singing. What, you? You love my style. How you guys doing? How's your Tuesday? How is your Tuesday? Hope it wasn't a blues day. It was definitely a good news day. You woke up today. Today felt better, didn't it? Didn't it, Bronco fan? Had a little different shade to it, didn't it? Had Bronco orange and blue, didn't it? Got yourself a primetime win, kept the playoff hopes rolling in a spectacular comeback fashion after watching your defense leak like it hadn't leaked in years, or at least in this season. But those two tutties, 2 pick sixes, 1 game, 1 defense. Nigga, clap it up. I got a couple things I want to get to tonight. I got you for close to an hour. Then I'll get out of here. Of course, the Nuggets are hosting the Golden State Warriors. That should be a good test tonight, shouldn't it? Get to see exactly where this team is, as the Warriors have been playing a lot better than I think a lot of people thought this amalgamation of players would play. Changing everything up, getting rid of out goes Clay, in comes Buddy Hield, a guy who looks and talks like his name should be Buddy. So that should be a good test. The Avs are in action right now. Last I checked, they were up 4-0. Yeah, Good night to talk about some sports. I want to talk to you about a few things. I'm trying to figure out where to start. Because I have a question for you all. Let's start here. Have you guys heard about this? So I saw this on Twitter, and I was like, is that real? And apparently baseball is entertaining a golden bat rule. I know you guys don't care about baseball. Nobody in Colorado cares about baseball because why? We know why. We won't bash the squad. We're just going to say it's not as compelling when you feel like you just don't have a chance. When it feels like you're supporting the Cleveland Indian team from Major League. You know what I'm talking about? You're picking up what I'm putting down. But baseball in general has just been lost as America's pastime. It's been replaced by football. Football, I think, pro football is soon to be replaced by college football. So, so there. But, baseball's still trying to hang around. I like watching it. Now, what if a team, this is from the New York Times, what if a team could choose one at bat in every game to send its best hitter to the plate, even if it wasn't the guy's turn to hit? That's the golden at bat concept in a nutshell. Say there are 2 outs in the 10th inning in October. The Yankees and the Guardians are tied. Does this ring a bell at all? But in this alternate October universe, it's not Juan Soto who's due up. It's Oswaldo Cabrera, except the Yankees say, no. We're going to use our golden AB here and send up Soto. Then home run magic happens. Wouldn't that have been the ultimate golden at bat homer? One front office executive mused as we're talking about this concept. Can we send Juan Soto up there to do that? He actually did hit that homer in that moment. He did. And that's the goal. So should baseball change the rules to attempt to create more of those moments? That's the question. How would the rule work? You're a phenomenal media critic. I'm to you too, Daniel. You're phenomenal. We're not staying here in baseball, though. We're going to talk football, Broncos. We're going to talk a little bit of boxing because I saw something from Tank just within the last couple hours that was a little troubling to me. I'm a boxing fan. This might fit into this question, to be honest with you. My question to you is this. I'm just going to put it up here. Daniel, I promise you I'm coming to you because I already know what you want. Name your rule change. If you could change any rule in any sport, what would it be and why? And what do you think the effects would be? Now, I might even throw a link in the chat and let you come up on stage with me and voice it because sometimes things get lost in translation on the text, but I'm going to mull that over. But let me finish reading this. How would the rule work? How would this rule be worded? Sorry, that's the mystery nobody can answer. The truth is baseball hasn't settled on those details, and MLB officials declined to speak with the Athletic. Oh, this was in the Athletic. Sorry. Mind you, here's a good for those of you who don't like to pay paywall and still want to be able to read stories, just print the story. Go to print the story. Save that bad boy as a PDF. I'm telling you, the newspaper industry, they fucked with the wrong guy. Evolve or die. Figure out a way to do it without charging me for your paywall bullshit. I want to read the news or else I'll get it my own way. Each team gets to pick one at bat at any point in the game, but only once to play its golden AB card. So would it save that card for Juan Soto moment, or would it play it in the second inning with bases loaded and a chance to blow up a game? Strategy alert. Or there's this option. Each team gets a golden AB per game, except only in the 7th inning. I hate that part of it. Or there's a variation I'd vote for where only a team that is trailing in the 9th, that's dumb, or later gets to use the golden AB. I'm a fan of less is more, and 2 golden ABs once a game might be overkill. There's also this potential wrinkle. The Royals use their golden AB to let Bobby Witt Jr. lead off the 9th. He makes an out. Who's batting second? What do you know? It's Witt. It's Witt's turn in the lineup, so he gets to come up again. Okay. I mean, I think that's a good twist. Now, baseball aficionados and baseball honks and purists are, up in arms about it. I think sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But baseball needs something, right? Baseball needs something to sort of recharge it. And I don't know. That seemed like I'm not so mad at this. When I first read it, I was aghast at it because I don't consider myself a baseball purist. I'm not a sports purist. I'm a fan purist. I'm a talk purist. I'm a debate purist. All these things are are meant to change or subject to change. But the numbers in baseball are probably the best kept set of numbers for the longest amount of time. So that's where, but you know, you have the steroid era, which people are like, well, what do you do with the numbers from the steroid era? You know, even the designated hitter, like there's always been innovations on the game. Now you got replay in baseball. I don't know. I thought that was an interesting little spin on baseball. So if you had one rule that you could change in any sport, name your change. And I'm going to leave that up there, and you can put them in the chat, and I'll try and find them. If I'm feeling froggy, I might throw a link in there and let somebody come up and give me their rule change. And Poisonal, up close and Poisonal. All right, let me see. Thoughts on the rumors that Bednar and the Avs are going to part ways. I don't have many thoughts. You give me your thoughts on it. I think that what the Avs are experiencing is similar to what the Nuggets are experiencing. Bednar having been to the mountaintop with his team, I think he's earned the right to sort of see it through the struggles, and they've dealt with the injury bug. So I don't think that would be, I don't think that would be equitable. Should tonight be a make or break for Malone? No, it should not. But Daniel, I know you're big on this, but I think it is time to start the clock. I think it is time to start the clock. This team has notoriously lazy starts, and I can't attribute that to anything other than the coaching. I can't. The guy up top. And when I say start the clock, I mean, it's not fair for the rumors to resonate above our head, above fan level. I think it's time to start hearing these things in the news, because I have a story about a coach and a rumor and a change, and Bronco fan might not bode too well for you if you like your defense the way that it is, but we'll come back to that. What's my man Andon say? Oren, what's up? Thanks for letting me hang with you last night. I will try to follow along, but I have to do zoo lights with the family tonight. Oh, I love zoo lights. Maybe MIA more than normal. You rock, brother. No, you rock. Have fun with the family. Family time is always most important. I'll be here enough for you to jump back in. So, Andon, good to see you. Have fun with the family. I love zoo lights. Zoo lights is one of the best things that happens in Denver. Many things that I miss about Denver, Colorado. Some of the cooler things are things like zoo lights. The Nuggets get blown out again. Should Mullen get to coach another game? It's too late to fire him. But you know, when you think about what a 30-13 Boston team did with their head coach, Milwaukee team did with their head coach, I don't think anybody's above getting their ass run. Or the Avs have been bounced in the second round earlier in 6 rounds of the last season. You make a good point. It's all about production, right? And Denver has earned the right to expect championship results out of its two teams that occupy the Pepsi Center, because we've seen you cross you got Nathan McKinnon in house. I'm a Cale Makar guy myself. You've got young talent. I need to know more about the team, to be honest with you. I'll trust guys like Media Critic to sort of bring me along. Coach me up, bro. Tell me what you see, because I'm be honest with you, I am not the most proficient hockey mind. I know what I like to see. All right, so let's move this forward. I'll get back to y'all's text in a second. I think that Jameis Winston, just to wrap up last night, great win by the Broncos. Great win by the Broncos. You go into the bye week, a great bye week now when you think about it, because late in the season, after playing such a healthy schedule and coming out on the better side, 8-5, still in playoff position, 4 games ahead of you, probably not too many gimmies in this stretch of 4. You don't have a lot of wiggle room. Great time to get a good week off, get away from this game, rest up, and then get ready for the stretch run. So great win by the. But I saw this, and so I don't really have any. I saw Jerry Jeudy's Surly. He lost, bro. So he had a career day, but you lost. You're out of town. You got what you wanted. I don't know what the fucking problem is. I don't understand players and beefs with fan bases and cities. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting a chance to do a once in a lifetime thing. Now, if you like got booed in your hometown, I mean, in your first city, if you got booed at one point in time and it was just a very contentious relationship, okay, but you didn't produce while you were here. You were a give me the ball kind of prima donna type guy. It's kind of like, bro, let it go. You know what I mean? Like, what's really the big, what are you so upset about? So I didn't get the Jerry Jeudy thing. I just didn't get it. And so I'll move past it and go to something far more compelling when it comes to the Cleveland Browns, and that's Jameis Winston. Watch this. Watch. This is why I named, by the way, this is why I named it a touchdown, touchdown TD Jesus Tuesday. This is his words here.
I am a better player, you know, but
this is in defeat, and everybody likes a stand-up guy in defeat.
In times like this, you know, it's an opportunity to continue to glorify the Lord, even through the toughest circumstances. I know I'm better than this. I know I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from pick sixes.
I don't think the Lord gives a fuck, gives a rip about your pick sixes. When I heard that, he's like, I'm praying for the Lord to deliver me from pick sixes. Huh? You think God cares as much about sports as we think God cares as much about sports? This man said, I am praying for the Lord to deliver me from, lead me not into temptation and deliver me from the pick six. Bruh, what are we doing? I love his heart. I really do love. My question to y'all is this genuine? Do y'all believe that this is a real thing? Like this is really Jameis Winston, or is this kind of like his? Is this kind of like his Russell Wilson act? You know what I mean? Let me let him continue. Wrong, right?
Like that's not me. Like,
oh, it was you, brother. We saw it, and I saw about 3 others that you could have thrown. Maybe not pick sixes, but I saw about 3 other picks he could have thrown last night. It was you.
A phenomenal game, offense, do some great things, but I messed it up.
Now, I love that part. You love a guy who's going to own it, but that's almost like, well, what else are you going to do? You know what I mean? We all saw your performance last night, and Jameis had a great performance. He threw for over, what, 400 yards? He had a great performance. He just made the big mistakes. And now here's one thing. It's one thing for him to put it in the hands of the defense. It's another thing for them to turn that into 2 tuts. That I thought was more phenomenal and based on the Broncos defense. Nick Bonito.
Way to go, Nito, gang.
Bonito.
That was good news. I'll be honest. Congrats. That is good.
And who was the other one? Millen. So I just thought, you know, he really ran up against the buzzsaw, and I think it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad news for the Broncos fan. Let me let him finish, and I'll get on to my Broncos fan. Why I think you're going to lose somebody that you really should be valuing right now. Value Vance Joseph, because I don't think he's long for the sidelines in Denver.
Especially after the first one came right back with the
Yeah, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's about finishing. It's about executing when your team needs you the most. I take pride in that, and I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna fix it. I apologize to the guys. I know, but you know, I'm still gonna give the glory to the Lord. Nothing's gonna change from a mental perspective, but the physical perspective, I'm gonna continue to work, and I will be better.
He speaks like it's not even like it's like an evangelist. He's just one short of the organ and the Torah. I just give it. I just got Torah. I just got to be better. Take me, Jordan. Take me, Jesus. Take me.
Especially in the fourth quarter when you have to be the best.
You have to be the best. Not the best. The best.
She got a relatively short turnaround.
He is a wildcat. Like, his whole demeanor is wild to me.
Short week come up Monday night.
God-fearing man, and I respect all men who fear God.
Monday night game. But does it help that it's?
I'm not sure God cares as much about sports as we think he does, though. I'm just saying. There's a whole world of things happening. And I think he might be occupied. I think he might be. I don't know if anybody saw martial law declared in South Korea. I think he might be a little occupied. I'm just saying. Jameis, love you, bro. I just think God might have other priorities. You feel me?
Pittsburgh, it's a team you just saw 11 days ago. Does that help with not just
game plan wise, but also emotionally coming off of this game?
Yeah, man. This was a tough one, man. In front of the whole world,
We all saw it. Here's a thought, though, Bronco fan. If not for your defense, they could have lost that game by 2 touchdowns. That's crazy. When was the last time a defense had 2 tuds in one game? Last time 2 defensive scores in an NFL game. I mean, I would imagine it happens a lot, but not that often, does it? Defensive scores in 2 different single game. There have been instances when defenses have scored the only scores. Low scoring game in history. Unfortunately, without more specific evidence, it's difficult to pinpoint the exact last time. Well, that doesn't give me any. What? Scoreagami? That didn't tell me anything. What good is artificial intelligence if it's not like what?
whole world. I messed it up for us in front of the whole wide world. But I'm gonna continue to get better. We're gonna put this one behind us, and Lord willing, we go to Pittsburgh and finish strong. It's about finishing. It's about showing up when you need to show up most. That's what great players do. I believe I'm a great player, a great player, and I have to continue to exemplify that consistently over and over,
and he enunciates,
play after play.
And I appreciate that. Man, give it up for Jameis Winston. In defeat, I thought that's how you show up. Carry that tape over to Jerry Jeudy. That's how you show up in a loss. And without question, he was the GOAT. Not the greatest of all time either. And he showed up, you know what I mean? His sound, though, is crazy. Crazy. Now, let me see if there's any more of this that's worth listening to.
It's simple. It's one play at a time.
I don't care. I don't care. Jameis, good on you. Way to be a stand-up guy. I lost interest. Now, and we're going to get to rules in a second, but I did see this as well. Not that. No, we're going to talk about that. I did see. Oh, whoa. I gotta watch my timeline. Whoa. That got active. Holy shnikes. Okay. So Cowboys' Dak Prescott described the helpless feeling around Mike McCarthy's job status. Your coach seems like he's playing his last contract, and I'm almost feeling helpless, like I can't help him in this situation, especially a guy you believe in so much and you believe in being your head coach. I don't know about all that. As a Packer fan, when Mike McCarthy left Green Bay, we all collectively said, thank God, touchdown Jesus, you were watching and saw us in our pain and decided to alleviate us, lead us not into the temptation of this, deliver us from one Mike McCarthy. And put him in Dallas if you could, Lord, if you're listening. And he answered. Struck down with great vengeance and furious anger those who would destroy and you will know my name is the Lord when I lay Mike McCarthy upon thee. And he ended up in Dallas. 2 prayers, 1 stone, 1 prayer, 2 stones. Anyway, Bronco fan, I got to break it to you. Because between that comment I read there, Big Daddy Kane rapping, all my rap fans, where you at? This comment that I read here, Bears Jalen Johnson opens up about confronting ex-coach Matt Eberflus after the loss to the Giants. And there was something I read in here, and this is all you need to know about Jalen Johnson. He spoke on his, because I guess they got into it at the end of. Get out of here. At the end of the day, it was just frustration. There were words from myself that I expressed. Who else's words would you express? Just for my frustration of losing, he said. Part of what I said after the game is, I've been losing for 5 years, so man, I feel like a high-level player like myself after a certain point, losing games, how we've been losing games, someone has to express something. It was one of those situations where it just got to the point where you don't remember everything that was said. So he was just hollering. That man was in the that man was in the no violence. That man was in that mood in that locker room. When he points out that he's a great player, Jalen Johnson is a really, really good, a really good linebacker. So you got 3 situations I count now: Dallas, Chicago, New York, Jets, not Giants, where they're going to be looking to make a change at head coach. I don't think the interim lasts in with the Jets. And I think, especially after performances last night, and you'd say performances after last night, like, you know, VJ should have made certain adjustments he couldn't have made, because I forgot that they were missing one of their corners. And that's why they picked on 39. They were missing the elusive white corner, the blue-bellied white corner. Well, that's still a defense that stepped up when it needed to. And I think that they also have the attitude of their coordinator. And I'm telling you, it didn't work out for Vance Joseph the first time as a head guy. I think that was more of a John Elway thing than anything. I also have other opinions about how I'll leave those alone for now. I think Vance Joseph has earned himself a second shot at it, and I think he's going to get it. So how are you okay? Are you okay, Bronco fan, with losing your defensive coordinator? You might have to. It might not matter if you are or you're not. Hey, Oren, I know it's early to talk about the offseason or the Broncos' biggest needs. I think you need a receiver that can take the top off of a defense. I think you need to solidify yourself at running back. I don't think it's wise to go into the new era of – I just think if you look at the success that the 2 better backs are having in the teams that they're with, in Baltimore and Philly, regardless of what the NFL puts a premium on when it comes to running backs, I think championship teams need at least somebody you can count on, that you can turn the ball around. You can turn around and hand it to the guy. You know what I mean? If Marvin Mims is like even an option out of the backfield, like you need a running back. Now, how do you get that? You get in free agency? Do you try and draft a guy? I don't know, but I do know that I think that would be good. And then they're going to probably have to find a guy to replace Vance Joseph. That's what I think. Media critics being divisive. Oh, you're asking me, is KSE an outstanding organization? That's a great question. I mean, they've delivered results-wise. Can't say they haven't. I don't think they value you all as a fan base. At least on the Nuggets side, I don't think they valued. I don't really understand their relationship with basketball, because as far as I know, Josh, he played basketball at University of Missouri. He's a basketball guy. Stan is apparently, I guess, a basketball guy, but they're business first guys. And I just feel like Steve Ballmer, regardless of what happens with the Clippers, do you doubt that he burns to win a championship there? You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I don't get pleasure before business with this ownership team. This ownership group. It seems a little more business before pleasure, at least on the basketball side. But I mean, they're running. They got a lot of fires going. You got the thing with the Rapids. You got, of course, Altitude Sports Network. You've got the Nuggets. You've got the Avs. You have to run the Pepsi Center. I think that actually they are probably an outstanding organization as far as things go. I don't know if his ownership stake in the Rams. I think that's still a thing. I don't think that fit. I know that fits into the portfolio, so you got success there. You know, I mean, I would have to say, yeah. It doesn't feel like it, I think, because of the frustrations that the fan base has with the willingness to spend money when we feel like you got it. And I'm counting your pockets for sure. I'm pocket watching. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to me when it just seems like money to burn, but it's not my money. So, of course, it's money to burn, right? All right, moving on. Now, when it comes to rule changes that I've been thinking about, one of the rule changes that I would take on is this slide rule thing. This is a story that's a little tougher to navigate, so I'm going to try and not offend anyone. But that's not my job. My job is to give my opinions. So my job is not offend you. So if you're offended easily, sorry. And if you prefer your sports without a little bit of politics, again, I apologize, but I don't give a shit. So watch this.
Guy steps up and he's going to get the first down.
Oh, there you saw the deke move right there, right? Because quarterbacks know that they can do it. Watch it again. Yee-hee. You know, he hitches up like he's going to slide. Because that's not a cut. That's not a cutback. That was a hitch up like he's going to slide. Gives himself enough room to then, or enough time. That wasn't, you know what I mean? Defenders don't know what to do when a quarterback's outside of the pocket. I don't even understand how a defense makes a decision on what to do with a quarterback in the pocket. It's a violent sport played by men who sign up to play a violent game. And I think the blowback from, let me make sure that I'm on. The blowback on the Azeez Al-Zarir situation. First of all, Al-Sha'ir, sorry. The blowback to me isn't about football. Believe it or not, I think the blowback is it's a little more nuanced, let's say. A little more political. I had to respond to a cat because honestly, I don't think that if his name first of all, I don't think the guy's dirty. I saw a guy respond to, let me see if I can find my tweet. Hold on one sec. Here it is. So the NFL is going to suspend this cat for 3 games. That's light compared to, I guess, what could have happened. But the commentary around him has been, oh, he's a dirty player. You know, he's dirty. This guy, look at this guy. Look at this response I saw. He says, if Myles Garrett got suspended indefinitely for his helmet hit on Mason Rudolph, then Azeez should also be suspended indefinitely. Now, we all remember the hit, right? Was that a suspended indefinitely hit? The result might have looked way more violent because of the hitch up, which always, I mean, we got to figure out what we're going to do about that turf, to be honest with you. Because I'm pretty sure that it was a turf that caused such a concussive event. All football is a concussive event. And I just had to tell you, like, respectfully, are you dumb? This is Myles Garrett's hit. He took the guy's helmet off and whacked him with it. That's why he got suspended indefinitely. And it just got me to thinking. First of all, my rule is I'm going to piggyback JB from Coach JB from what the fuck? Coach JB's comments yesterday on Jason Whitlock. I think when the quarterback leaves, I think a rule that you should change in the NFL immediately is make the pocket more like the punter's pocket for the quarterback. Very, very protective. Watch his knees. No spearing. But as soon as that quarterback becomes a ball carrier, you're a ball carrier like every other ball carrier. You left the pocket. Same way, you know, intentional grounding. Oh, it only counts if you can throw it in the direction of somebody. Oh, is he outside of the pocket? Is he outside of the hash mark? Did he throw it toward the line of scrimmage? Just add one more rule. When that quarterback leaves that pocket, he is a ball carrier. Done. Because at a certain point in time, you're not only changing the game up for defenders. You're not only making it almost damn near impossible for a defender to be able to make any type of decisive effect on the game when the quarterback is running around. I think you're changing the integrity of the game in and of itself by just giving quarterbacks this extra deep move that they get to have that no one else gets to have. And then they'll truck a guy because everybody's like, well, yeah, I can't hit him. Not how that should be. Now, I said to start these takes, I don't think that the Azeez Al-Shaair, listen to the name, I just don't think that the response, I don't think that the blowback, I don't think any of that is football related. I want you to look at this tweet. Here are the pro-Hamas Palestine cleats Texans thug. How do you determine the thugs from the how do you determine the thugs from the regulars? How do you determine the thugs from the regulars in a violent game, in a violent sport like football? How do you determine who's the thug? And all these guys are taxing, right? Everybody's hitting, right? Here are the pro-Hamas Palestine cleats Texans thug linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair wore when he committed an act of terror and attacked the head of Jaguars stub quarterback Trevor Lawrence. Al-Shaair should not be only kicked out of the NFL, he should be investigated for supporting terrorism. Now, is this tongue in cheek? Probably not, because listen to the name, Azeez Al-Shaair. What would you derive probably about his spiritual affiliations? And he's just got written on his, I personally like my athletes with some line of sight outside of the sport they play. And again, let's remember, football is a violent sport. They're not playing two-hand touch. You know, a guy, the difference between a guy who hesitates to make tackles, now I'm not talking about dirty hits, but a guy who hesitates to make tackles, especially a linebacker who hesitates to make tackles, and a linebacker who's just going to make the play, is the difference between the guys who make it to the NFL and the guys who don't. It's really that simple. No one has time for, yes, you want a cerebral football player, but you don't want a guy who overthinks it. Go make the play. I've seen all the plays that they've tried to attribute to this dude for being dirty. This hit in the Packer game was no, that's Brian Branch. Hold on. And there was no question about that one. Where is, I'm going to leave it. Look at what he has written on his cleats. He's got a lens that he sees life through. He didn't kneel during the game. He didn't kneel before the game. During the national anthem, he wrote this on his cleats in support of what he's concerned about. There's no shut up and dribble. There's, I don't know how you like your athletes. Personally, I like mine with interests within and outside of their sport, with some lens, with some you think Jerry Jeudy thinks about the world outside of himself and his, you see what I'm saying? You come, you do your job. I think that, and personally, I think that when I've seen all the hits that he's being vilified for, and they just seem like football play. They seem like football plays. Aggressive for sure, but that's what we ask these men to be. Without a certain level of aggression, this was a hit that he had against Caleb Williams. And if you look at it, it looks violent, but this happens inbounds. This is the hit that they're saying, okay, it's because of this hit that they're going to suspend him for the last hit against Trevor Lawrence. But if you watch the hit again, yeah, at full speeds, it looks violent. But that is shoulder. That is shoulder. Williams is inbounds, still in the field of play, holds up like he's supposed to slide. Quarterbacks are supposed to protect themselves. Forearm, like what about that hit was outside of the bounds of play? Yeah, he's aggressive, but again, you tell me what you want. When you see guys missing tackles, when you're watching football and you see guys missing tackles, a lot of the time, it's guys who just aren't playing all the way through. They're not showing that supreme effort. And we just have to decide as a viewership what we want to watch. And I get the whole CTE thing, and I'm just saying that Azeez Al-Sharir, what do you think then? Maybe I'm speculating. I'm definitely speculating. There's no maybe about it. But I don't think I'm too far off. Thug? I don't even know if he's a thug. I'm like, how do you differentiate between the thugs and the non-thugs in football? It's just football. If I was going to change any rule, just to get back to the original point, if I was going to change any rule, there'd be two things, at least in this sport. In football, the rule that I would change is if you leave that pocket as a quarterback, show ass Mr. Postman. Deal with it like everybody else has to deal with it. Because if the quarterback's not thought of as this special character on the gridiron, I think we look at these things a little differently. All right, I'm done with that. Real quick before I get out of here. Transfer portal season is going to heat up. Saw this story that Miller Moss, going in the transfer portal. I know that Coach Prime was able to secure Juju Lewis because Juju Lewis was maybe not promised, but Juju Lewis knows that he has a great chance. You got the whole picture of Shador passing him the keys. I can only imagine that there is some assurance to Juju Lewis. He's going to have every opportunity to start as a true freshman at CU. And you know what? I think he should. If you win the job. But, you know, the whole thing about with the University of Colorado right now, right now, is you got to keep winning. For any of this to work, you got to have 8 and 9 win seasons at the minimum every year until you get a national championship. Maybe there's room for a 7-win season because the bloom comes off the rose if you're not getting wins. So you got a true freshman in Juju Lewis. Stands to reason that he's got 4 years in college ahead of him. In his first year, if it's starting to look like we're not going to get the wins that we're supposed to, that we need to keep this train rolling, Juju, I need you to take one for the team and step to the side so that we can keep the win train rolling, so that I can keep getting talent around you and we can build a national championship program. And then once you got a national championship program built, right? Because Coach Prime has a job that he has to keep and do as well. And then I saw this. Wait. Now, Miller Moss, it's tempting. The guy who I saw was this Stanford quarterback. Where are you at, bud? Did I not say that? Hold on. And this one, I think, might be because hold on. First of all, Ryan Staub. The question we have to all ask ourselves is Ryan Staub ready to take the reins? Should there be problems with Juju? I don't want to overlook the guy that's in-house. I do not want to overlook the kid that's in-house. He deserves a shot. I mean, it's got to kind of suck. It's got to kind of suck if you're Ryan Staub because, you had to sit behind Shedeur. There was no question that was going to be the deal. And then they go out and they go get Juju. And it's like, all I can say is if Ryan Staub was going to be the guy, there probably wouldn't have been such a full court press on getting Juju in. You feel me? And so then it's like, this isn't a situation like they got in Texas where you got Arch sitting behind a guy in Ewers who both are starting quarterbacks somewhere. Like if Quinn or Arch decided to leave, it would probably be Quinn and go and get in the portal and play somewhere else. Arch can step in and handle take the reins. I just don't think Ryan Staub's that guy. No offense to Ryan Staub. And so the Nuggets, they got a decision. They got a decision to make in Boulder. And I think Stanford QB portal. Yes. Ashton Daniels. Yes, this pleases me because he's mobile, and we still got to figure out a running game. And I think it's a lot easier. Well, coaching up a well-run team when it comes to running the ball is about physicality. So they're working on putting that offensive line together. I think they'll be markedly better, but you still need a back with some burst, and I just haven't seen that. And I'm quite sure that they'll add that through the transfer portal as well as at least one more recruit. I don't know, man. I might go after this Ashton Daniels kid. Don't go, what? And Justin Lamson? Ashton Daniels, though, is a guy that I'm like, because now you can I think what you want, I think a best case scenario for CU's offense next year would be to have a guy that you could plug in for Juju that would probably be more of an athlete to keep the sticks moving, that you could kind of run in and out like in tandem so that you never have to worry about this guy having to warm up to the offense is what I'm saying. You never have to worry about this guy having to warm up and maybe a guy who could be a bit of a two-way player in terms of maybe he can line up at H-back every once in a while. I just think that until Coach Prime has been in the seat. So Juju, like his freshman year, I don't think it should just be Juju Lewis, here's the reins, because you're losing Travis. You're losing both of you're losing Jimmy. You're losing Shep. I mean, you're losing 3 dope wide receivers. Can Omarion Miller come back and be in the same form he was in when he left? That there will be question marks in the skill position. They were real deep, and I think they're still deep at receiver, but now they're just younger and more inexperienced. And you got an inexperienced quarterback. You need guys that are going to be able to sort of alleviate the pressure that would be on Juju. Because I think if it snowballs on you, it could get out of hand real fast. And I think that you're just going to have to look at getting another quarterback that can challenge for the starting position. And I just don't know if it's Ryan Staub. No offense to Ryan Staub. I hope he gives it a good go. I hope he gives it a good challenge. There was no chance of him beating out Shedeur. So we really don't know what Staub can do, to be honest with you. We really don't know. He didn't have a shot. He didn't have a snowball's chance in hell of ever receiving the field. We all know that, right? It wasn't a quarterback competition at quarterback. There was no competition. So hopefully he can put his name in the hat in terms of, because he knows the offense. He knows Pat Shurmur's offense better than Juju would know it. And it's not like you're losing. Listen, for everything that Shedeur is, he wasn't a great scrambling quarterback, right? So, I don't think it's like, oh, you're downgrading from Lamar Jackson. I think Ryan Staub might very well be able to lead this offense if it's not, Juju's to lead. But again, I don't know. I don't think they go out and get Juju if they felt any bit confident about Ryan Staub's college football playoff capabilities. You feel what I'm saying? Quarterback in the team, for sure. I'm quite sure you could do it, but it's that other level that you need to get to. Another thought that I had CU-wise. What if I told you that the miss, or is that what I'd say, most important Sanders' son? Yeah, the miss. Most important Sanders' son. Not Shador. Not Shiloh. Not Travis. Media critic, you're going to hate this. It's Bucky. Bucky is the most important Sanders' son because in the current college football basketball climate, they've built the model for success, and it can only, I think, get better. I think it can only get better because now there is no, I don't think Coach Prime is as handcuffed by having to do the family circus. Not that he didn't enjoy every minute of it. You know, he enjoyed every minute of it. But you know, that can be a bit of a handcuff, right? And so if you got Bucky still cranking out dope content and really putting a spotlight on this program the way he's been able to do, that stands them out from the competition. So it's always a recruiting hotbed for today's athlete. I'm not talking about yesteryear. We're talking about today's college football 4-star recruit that might possibly be the best or second or third best football player in Alabama and decides, I'm going to buck the system. I'm not going to Bama. I want to go play for Prime. Texas, California. I need not list off how many. Georgia. You want that, and I'm telling you, the most valuable Sanders' son. So it's the NEWSDAY. It's really most valuable, not important. All of his kids are important, but the most valuable Sanders' son is Bucky. Here's what it is. Now, I just wanted to point this out as I get ready to get out of here. We'll watch some Nuggets, and I'll be back for 5 to go. So we'll get back together in the fourth quarter. I didn't know who Chase Littlejohn was before I found him on Twitter. So I'm not, I'm no On3 recruits, none of that. But as we get out of here, I just want to show you somebody, Coach Prime, the recruiting staff, if you're listening.
I'm sorry. No.
That's not the sound effect I was looking for. Bring this kid to town. Watch this H-back blow everything up in front of him. And when I say everything in front of him, I mean everything. Watch this kid. Wow. Boy, hold on. Chase Littlejohn? Watch him. Wow. Now, I know he's doing that to high school, but he is trucking kids. 5'10", 255, and it seems like everybody he puts hands and feet on, he puts hands in. Like, look at this. I gotta get my mentality straight. Give him a shot. Look at his legs. You can see it. Wow. It's scary. He just seeks out guys. Chase Littlejohn, if y'all are watching. To the recruiting staff up in CU, give this kid a shot. Give him a call. Give him a scholarship, goddammit. Because you want a running game, this is, and he runs H-back. Come here. Follow me. He got that man. You can tell he got that man strength. So it's not even fair for high school. And then he'll pancake you. I need Chase Littlejohn in black and gold. Class of 2025. Come here. Come here. Come here. That's not even funny. Wow. He just mows everything that's in front of him. Wow. Everything in front of him doesn't stand a chance. That's a man right there. Young man. Wow. Move. Come on, man. His highlight reel is damn near all pancakes. It's a feat I can't explain. To Superman without his cape. All right. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to step away. We'll get ready for the Nuggets. Go Nuggets tonight. This should be a good test for the Nuggets, for the boys. We need to see them up against, maybe they need to play the best to get that, you know what I mean? That form, that championship form. Maybe that's where they'll perform best. We shall see tonight. I'll see y'all in the fourth quarter. This has been Good News Travel Fast. I am on the minute. You are watching the Kill You with Truth Network. You did. Hold on. I wasn't ready. I forgot I have to be my own technical producer. On heaven's highways at 20,000 leagues beneath the ground as I... Okay.
And now it's time to play everybody's favorite game.
Good news. Jesus Christ, we can't run.